Sure. Well, I'm Johnny, and I play guitar in the Remembrance, and I sing too. And that's pretty much all I have. I don't have any side projects or anything like that.
I'm Jeremiah. I drum and sing for the Remembrance. And then I also have my own project called Ooh Baby, which is like DJing and playing guitar. So and I sing too. So yeah.
Very cool, man. So,
Yeah.
like you guys, I'm a touring musician and been touring for about 13 years. And I know things don't always go according to plan. Things get kind of wild out there on the road. I'll start off with this. So for any of you two, do you guys have any shows where you had to perform sick or maybe gotten hurt on stage?
Oh yeah.
I've had it where I've actually been hit by someone swinging their guitar when I was in one of my old bands, doing like a guitar throw, and it got thrusted right into my head. It was crazy. I was just bleeding everywhere. It was, I didn't get knocked out, thank goodness, but it was crazy.
Yeah, no, like when you're on the road, you just kind of there's only so much you can do. You try to like take medicine, do other stuff like that. But yeah, no, when you got to sing or you're sick, that's not fun. So especially when you have a cold, there's only so much you can do. But it's one of those things.
Yeah, it's like a lose lose. Either you do the show sick and maybe you don't sound good, you piss people off, or you really piss people off and you cancel the show. It's like you can't win either way, you know?
Um, there's no winning.
No, I know that. Have you ever had a hard time getting to a gig? Like any hectic travel stories, car breaking down, flights, being
Oh,
late
I
to
have
a
a
show?
good, definitely a good one for me. We were on tour in 2009, my old band, Heroes Fate, and we were a pop punk kind of music, kind of a genre. And long story short, we um we were trying to get to a show past Virginia, but it just snowed, and it never usually snows around there because it's kind of like the Bible Belt area. It's like right where it doesn't normally snow, and it snowed so much. So we end up on a Super Bowl Sunday, like just stuck in front of a Walmart, and it's just like up to our knee in snow, and it's just like I guess we'll go to this like cool Chinese restaurant that's open and watch the Super Bowl. Because like, there's no way we're gonna get to the show that was gonna come up that was past that area. We had to salt the roads and all that. So that was fun.
Have you ever had a show canceled last minute or had to like make any major changes in order to pull the show off?
Well, we've had a lot of like I mean like we've had like, a lot of bands like some people just like call off the show, and then we gotta just like okay, you guys are playing a whole hour, better fill in an hour now, and luckily we have a lot of songs so we can do that. But sometimes you don't always have that stuff prepared.
Yeah,
But
like the drummer didn't show up or couldn't make it. It's like, all right, well, I guess we're doing an acoustic show now, MTV Unplugged, because we don't have a drummer.
right, yeah, that's kind of like just like last minute. You have to do something.
What are some of the most unusual places you've ever performed at?
An ice cream shop. I played acoustic show, and it was
Nice.
just kind of funny because I was like, I never thought I would play an ice cream shop in Ohio, but that was cool. One time, I mean, it's not. We were in Ohio, and we basically were by the. I was like really like just pining the whole band. I was like, I want to go see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've never been. We're so close. They're like, we don't have a lot of money to play with, so we can't really afford to get in there. So we basically go there and we give them a bunch of T-shirts and like CDs, and they just like, okay, cool, whatever. You're a real band. We'll let you come in and like you can see all the stuff. And it was like that was our way to get in without having to pay to see Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So that was, and then you see like the Pink Floyd stuff. You see all like the actual like statues. That was cool. That was a cool like tour story, I guess, of what how that's how we weaseled our way in for free to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My old band.
What are some of the funniest things you've ever seen out in the crowd or even happen on stage that made you laugh the most?
For me,
I don't know.
I I was playing a festival out like in the middle of Florida one time, and there was a guy dressed up like a giant hot dog swimming in a lake like from the stage from us, like on like a unicorn, but just like rocking out. It was awesome. I was like, that was probably the coolest stage I ever played though. It was like it was like a beach and then like all expansive water. But
Yeah, like anybody in like a chicken outfit moshing is just like that's gonna make any band happy. Like you're just happy to see it.
Ever encountered any like weather delays or security issues? Any like unruly fans had to get kicked out or rain, lightning, snow?
I've definitely seen. I can't even count how many times I've seen people just get into fights and they have to get kicked out of the show just because they get a little bit too aggro. So yeah, that's definitely a thing.
I had it where like a girl was following one of our like my old groups too much in the back and then trying to get into the green room too much, and she was just like rolling really hard, I guess, or on some kind of drug. She kept trying to follow us and get on stage and like jump on the drums and like pick up instruments and stuff like that. We had to get her kicked out. Wasn't too intense, I guess.
Some people get too comfortable. They like
Yeah.
assert themselves into the green room, and there's not always security at these shows. They think you're always good, but that's not always the case. They don't always have security. People just wander backstage and want to talk to the band in the middle of a break or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what's the biggest crowd you guys have ever played for?
Well, I mean, we've been playing like more like medium-sized shows, stuff like that, but it's we're definitely getting into bigger, you know, I don't know how many people, but we're getting there. I don't know the exact number.
This group, I would say the biggest we played is maybe like 50 or 60.
Yeah, 50, 60
And then,
people
like,
right now currently.
My old group, I played in front of like 300 or something like that, like in at Swanee or something like that. But
yeah, like
we're-
that. Yeah, like back when like in my old band of Heroes Fate, like we did like a CD release party at like Firestone in downtown Orlando, and it felt like I don't know, at least 500 people or so were there, so it was pretty packed out. It was pretty cool. So that was like we were very lucky to have a CD release party and all that, and it was just like kids moshing and just like it was nice to see a big turnout because we used to like basically get a lot of kids to come out to the social back in 2009, 2010, and pre-social media and all that stuff. I'm dating myself, but long story short, it was just it was cool, you know, to see like because we play a couple shows there, wasn't a lot of kids came out, and then like third or fourth show, we start seeing like more and more kids come out. We're like, this is awesome. Like people are actually liking what we're doing. So it was nice to see, you know, progression.
Very cool. Like, what's the furthest you ever traveled out for a gig? What's your most intense like travel? The furthest you went out for a show, or maybe like you know, the most trouble you had to go through in order to make it to a show.
Mm. God, like my old band, we went out to all the way to Oklahoma for like it was a thing called NACA, the National Association of College Activity, and we went out there and like I got to meet I think I'm gonna say his name wrong, Ryan Cabrera. He was a big pop star acoustic guy. I think he dated Jessica Simpson's little sister, the other one, the one that got caught lip syncing on TV. The other one, I forget her name. Ashley Simpson. Thank you. That one. Yeah, they're both famous people, but anyway, it was funny because I wanted to hate that guy, but he was so nice. I was like, he's too nice. Because like you think you would meet somebody. Anyway, long story short, we went all the way to Oklahoma, played for these people, and nobody wanted to take us in for like a college activity. Because like you want to get into the college events because then like you can put that into your touring. So that way you're playing colleges, not just venues. So that, but you know, it is what it is. I guess we were just another pop punk band of the bunch. So yeah, we're doing good. Thank you.
What's what's the worst technical difficulty you ever had to encounter? Like on stage, anything that break on you? Was it feedback? Was it a sound crew or any technical difficulty stories?
Oh man, when you just have you have like no good sound guy, and so you just like don't have anybody to help you. You know what I mean? It's a lack of assistance on the most basic side of it. It's like when we played some shows where it's just you're just doing what you can to make it better, but so. But yeah, breaking when you don't have a backup guitar or a backup, snare drum, that's one of the worst. What would you?
I think my worst was one of my guitarists had a tube amp and he blew his tubes on stage into the second song. And it's like, all right, what do we do? Like, nothing crazy. Like, I don't have anything fall or anything crazy. I've seen some crazy stuff, like people jump into other people's drums, but that wasn't my set, thank God. Like,
I
people,
blew a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier in K&K back in 2005 or something like that. And this was a place that like Under Oath used to play in like Ocala. This was like an old ass like little factory place. Long story short, it had like really like I guess old and not modernized electricity or something like that. So, but all I had was like a backup solid state head, and it just sounded so bad. I was like, oh, let's just finish the show, get it over with. So that was yeah, and then having to get that Mesa Boogie retubed was not fun because it blew the power amps. I thought power tubes had a preamp, one of the two.
Got a couple left. Going to wrap up in here in a couple minutes. But any other wild or funny touring stories you can think of? Any other funny moments on stage?
Trying to think of something that's been extremely funny. I mean, we played a park. One of our first show ever was it was like a Deland Music Fest, and we played was it Chess Park or whatever? Or,
yeah, it was just part.
to like just this nobody. Like there's our first show, so it was just like nobody was there, just like a bunch of little random little stages and all that. And I I guess there was supposedly a ghost that was like I guess a long time ago that haunts that area. So we were like, oh, we're dedicating this song to the ghost of this area. And then we kind of kept the set going. So that was our first show. So and
Yeah,
ironically, we have a
everybody's
song
got
called
that.
"Go to Yesterday." Hmm?
I think we've all played shows, or maybe several, where literally no one showed up where you're playing to, like just the sound guy, maybe, or the
Yeah.
security.
And then other bands and then their girlfriends, and they're just like watching you, like, okay, are you done yet? I gotta set up my stuff.
I remember one time,
But
my band. I'm from Fort Lauderdale.
okay.
And we traveled to Panama City Beach, which is like 10 hours or something. And we played for two people. So 20
Yeah, it's a
hours of
bummer.
driving for two people.
Yeah, you're like, come on, like people, it's like, but people are coming out more to shows now, and I mean Rockville, like wow, like so many people just came out to Rockville and Daytona. Like, I mean, you had like every
Yeah.
band you could think of, like Incubus was there, like so many people were there. But yeah, I mean, that's a 5 day event, people were camping out. But I'm glad people are coming out to shows, is my point. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's so hot out too, that's real dedication, out in the sun all day.
Oof. Yeah, it's like some heavy level, and I can only imagine how much like food and alcohol is out there, and it's just crazy. People are just, but yeah, it's awesome though.
I'm going to leave it on this last question for each of you. In your experience in music, performing, if you can go back to your younger self when you were little, what advice would you give them, knowing what you know now?
Oh man.
I got mine. Don't play for free.
Yep, that's solid.
Yeah.
Play for free, and I mean, I would uh, go with what sounds good. Don't just do things just because like, oh, this will make us famous. Do this, do that. You know what I mean? Like, stay true to like what you like playing. Because if you end up like playing a bunch of music that you don't like, and then you're gonna like, and then you get famous for it, then you're stuck like in that cycle of playing playing that music that you're just doing it because it made you money, and it's like, man, you don't even, you're quite miserable really on the inside because
True.
eventually you want to try to make money at it, and then later do your side project, which is truly what you want to do, musically. But if it's too different from what the pop stuff was or whatever, but yeah, but either way, you got to do what you you like doing musically. Because you know, if you play metal and you gotta like do like, you know, just pop music, I get it. It's a job, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, you gotta play what you like.
I like that. Two very good points. I'm gonna let you guys get back to your day here. Thank you so much for joining me. You have a great
Cool. Thank
day.
you
Thank
so much.
you.
Have a
All
good
right. Take
weekend.
care.
Bye.